Hey, you don't see my hand here. Maybe I have to get a little bit over here. What's going on? My name is Terminus, and today we're gonna talk about a little bit of a schedule update, right? This is the first thing I'm doing right now. This is the first time I'm actually making a schedule update. This video also serves another purpose, mind you. I've just gotten my new microphone and my audio interface and all of that, and a new microphone arm. Look at that. And this is just me, first of all, testing my audio setup, and second of all, giving you guys an update on what to expect in the coming month of this channel, because next month is going to be very busy for me. Semester is going to start up again. I will probably be moving in 2 or 3 weeks, so that is a thing that's kind of disrupting my recording process for probably at the very least half a week. And also I do have an exam in the middle of May as well. I do also have to do some stuff regarding my bachelor thesis up until early to mid-June. So that is something as well. So a lot of stuff going down. Here's what's going to happen on the channel. Made in Abyss is running out on the channel, right? We do have the regular, I do want to make it a habit to make a 1 week pause whenever we finish a series and start up a new one. This is going to happen. We do have Bocce the Rock replacing this one. I already have the first one recorded of that, not edited yet, not even close to editing it yet. So yeah, we do have 𝔸𝕬𝕞𝕡𝕤 that just went out, and Monster that replaced it. I've been recording ahead a couple of like for example the one double episode I've been doing with episode 4 and 5, which is on Patreon right now. In the time I had, like during the phase where I did have more time, I recorded more, obviously. There's a couple little tidbits coming, and obviously I'm trying to mostly adhere to the channel. Number one priority is the Made in Abyss / Bocce slot and the Monster slot. Those two I'm trying to deliver relatively on time. In 1 week, it might be that I'm not able to deliver that, right? And we do have the regular pause between like episode 12 of Made in Abyss and episode 1 of Bocce. There's 1 week pause. We're not going to do anything there. That goes for public as well as for Patreon. Patreon actually has that week this week. Yeah, we do have that. So fair warning, no content coming in a few weeks on that. We have a regular pause on that, and sometimes within the next month or 1.5 months, it's possible that I'm missing a release week, right? That I'm like, oh damn, I managed to get out Monster, but I didn't manage to get out Bocce, or I managed to get out Bocce, but I didn't manage to get out Monster. And I do apologize for that, but that's just how it's gonna be. Either way, Monster and Bocce are gonna be the number one priority. After that comes the Spice and Wolf reviews. If I miss a week on Spice and Wolf review, I might actually just do like a review of the episode I missed and the episode after that, right? The one that drops the week I recorded again. Do that in tandem and put, like I've done for the first couple of episodes, put the timer reaction on Patreon, so you can check that out there. Timer and Pip on the Patreon for anybody who is interested. For all patrons, by the way, not just people who are early access patrons, right? I've decided to make the Patreon schedule like this, right? Jujutsu Kaisen and various things that I decide on, like seasonals and whatnot. It's gonna be on the lowest tier slot, and like the second tier, which is gonna be the scholar tier, right? The official early access tier. Most of the time, they're gonna get 1 week early access on all series, and if I can manage it, whenever I can manage it, 2 weeks early access on a lot of series. For example, in this case on Made in Abyss, which is right now 2 weeks early access. That's why episode 12 is on the Patreon already since last week, Saturday, I think it was. And Monster episode 4 and 5 are also on Patreon right now for the scholar tier, right? above the scholar tier, master tier, whatever, this is just people who want to support me more, right? I do always appreciate that. I do also appreciate input from these people, right? In polls as tiebreakers, or with special mentions, or whenever they want me to lend them an ear or whatever, right? Big shout out, talking about that, big shout out to Cardboard and FBI. FBI actually suggested me to watch episode 1 and or 2 for the Monster series, and I did so, and I actually liked the series, so I took it up, right? This was the Omniscient tier, which is basically a tier that says it's different, like it's a different amount depending on the country you're in, but I think in my like currency it's 13 euros, and you basically say, okay, please watch episode 1 and possibly episode 2 of a series, and I'm gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna definitely do that, right? If you are on this tier, I'm definitely gonna do that whenever I find the time to do so. And should I like the series, I'm gonna put it on a priority list. That means it will be in the next poll when another slot, right, another series is finished and we were voting on the next slots, or I'm even gonna dictate it in and be like, okay, this is gonna be the thing now. Because if you if you've recognized, like, Monster took over the 𝔸𝕬𝕤𝕦𝕐𝕬𝕐 slot mainly because I reacted to the first 2 episodes and was like, this is very interesting and intriguing, right? Then I reacted to the 3rd episode, was like, okay, episode 3, this is the cutoff where I'm gonna be like, okay, maybe I'll continue it or not. Monster was definitely interesting enough for me to be like, we're gonna watch it eventually. But the reception I got on episode 1 was actually enough for me to say, okay, this is feasible, right? People are interested in this, I'm interested in this, so we're gonna continue that. So shout out to FBI for that. Shout out also to Cardboard, who went for my absolute meme tier, which I did mainly make it in response to a lot of reactors I do see have pretty normal tiers, right? You have like $1, $3, $5, whatever, $10. And they do various rewards for that, early access, whatever, suggest a series, right? I watch episode 1 of it. And oftentimes the reactors are like, okay, I'm gonna watch episode 1 or 2. And if I get like huge numbers, I'm gonna continue it. But if I don't, I'm just gonna drop it and somebody has to pay me to continue watching it, right? And maybe then I'll pick it up, right? When it's convenient. And there's a lot of reactors actually where I'm like, okay, these people react to videos and they're like 20-minute reactions for a 20-minute episode. Maybe they have like 15 minutes or something of the episode edited, of course, in the video, and then they talk about it 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever, because you already have to count out like the intro they do in the beginning. So I'm like, all right, what tiers do they have? And then they have like tiers like $5, $10, $100, $500, $900. I'm like, what the fuck are these people smoking? So I was mainly making this like $200 as a meme tier, be like, okay, it would be cool because, right, I want to fund better audio quality. I want to fund, what I'm using right now is the, I think it's C920 or something, the Logitech webcam. I want to get a real camera for this, right? First, for my hobby of taking like photography shots out in the world, right? And that would probably be on my Instagram at some point, just posting it and whatever. But also just for having better video quality in my videos in general, to be able to actually put that up and have that enhanced detail for everything. So I was like, okay, 200, 250, around that would be enough for me to actually pick up a halfway decent mic to replace my like 8 to 10 year old mic, and then I can get like a proper arm for it, because I had an arm but it's kind of creaky and every time you move it makes a giant noise, and it would be maybe also enough for me to get an audio interface, so I can actually use a microphone that uses XLR technology, which is more crisp, right? You can record in better studio quality. So yeah, this is what I basically did, and big shout out to Cardboard for actually requesting a series, right? Technolize and actually enabling me to get this equipment and be able to continue funding my the series I watch with you guys. That is a big thing to me. Also, thank you for everybody who's just supporting me on Patreon, and for anybody who's just giving me maybe good subtitle sources or giving me additional information that is not spoilers, and just helping me to enjoy the things more and engage with you more on that level. So that is absolutely great. Yeah, that being said, plan for next month, kind of chaotic. There's gonna be stuff where I'm like, okay, this week I'm not being, I can't make it, right? Because exams, because moving, because semester just started, so I do have to keep up with the current subjects while also writing an exam on another subject that I've had last semester, which it's a little bit late, but yeah, this is the second, like, date that the exam was. The first date I couldn't make because of like my personal stuff, and yeah, it's probably one of the latest exams in the entire like semester, already ranging into the next semester, right, into the summer semester. But yeah, that's just how it's gonna be now. I do have a couple of little extra things that I'm gonna release. I'm trying to keep up with the Spice and Wolf stuff and release them on a weekly or bi-weekly basis to you. Priority is gonna be 𝔸𝕬𝕠𝕤 / 𝕠𝘂𝘀𝕬𝕐𝕬, the couple that are still left, and Monster. But there's gonna be at the very least 1 week on the Made in Abyss slot when we're going over to 𝔸𝕬𝕠𝕤, where there's gonna be nothing on public as well. Same goes for Patreon, right? If I don't deliver a video on Patreon, normally 2 weeks later I'm not gonna deliver a video in public, because I do want to keep up that 2-week early access structure, and I do not want to be in the hamster wheel of constantly trying to catch up to myself. So we're just gonna do it like this, right? If the patrons are not gonna get what they want, then the public is not gonna get it a couple of weeks later, and I'm sorry for that, but that's just how it's gonna be. But yeah, do let me know how the mic situation is going. I do have a couple of filters on now, right? Noise gating, noise suppression, whatever. I've kind of adjusted them to see if it sounds good, right? If it's audible, if everything works out all right, if I'm talking normally, also if I'm talking a little bit silently, right? Because there's like, sometimes you just whisper something to yourself and you want it to be heard, right? This is like the, not my final mic position, but do let me know if that is bothering you, like that the mic is right here in frame. I thought it was a really good position. An alternate position I could use is this one, where it's very close, right? And you probably hear it a little bit more how I'm talking and whatnot. I also have a compressor on, so if that's a problem, I need to check that out as well. But you know, I'm figuring it out, and I'm very appreciative of any feedback that is coming my way as well. I can also put it out of frame, right? I do think you're still hearing me when I'm putting it out of frame, which is great, right? Because this is the range we're in now, and if it works great, it works great, right? Do let me know what you think about the sound. I'm sure there's room for improvement, but do let me know if you actually hear the difference, because that would really validate me in what I'm doing here, right? Not that I'm talking here and you're like, well, there's no difference in the sound. I do want to get to the level of what other reactors actually have, that they are able to talk and you hear clearly what they are saying, but all the background noise is mostly gone. That would be a great thing to have for myself. Feedback appreciated. Other than that, I do hope you hold out for the next month. For you public YouTube people, it's gonna be starting in 2 weeks, right? That there's more inconsistent content. And for the patrons, it's gonna probably be starting this week, right? We do not have anything in the Made in Abyss slot this week, and after that we're gonna start up 𝔸𝕬𝕠𝕤. I'm gonna do some planning for the Made in Abyss analysis videos on the side, so they might be coming in a month or two, right? Same with Frieren content. I still want to do some Frieren content. If you have any suggestions, Frieren content, what you want to see, what you want to see me talk about, right? In like a review kind of setting, or in a character analysis kind of setting, or plot and story analysis kind of setting. Same for Made in Abyss. Which characters do you look forward most for me to talk about, right? For example, Bondrewd, I can imagine, is something like I am very eager to talk about, maybe in conjunction with Vasukian, and also a little bit Liza and Ozen on the other side, right? We're doing the whistles and the prophets. route, kind of the sages of ganja and the white whistles of today. Reg and Rico in conjunction with Nanachi and possibly Fapta, though Fapta is also kind of low-key connected to Iramui, right? We can talk about Fapta, Iramui, Ueko, that kind of triangle there. Reg, Rico, Fapta is also something, but more in the speculation range, right? And then we can talk about the Abyss, right? Wild theories going on. You can, like, you guys and girls, you can drop, if you have any interesting theories that do not spoil stuff that comes in the manga, you can drop that here, be like, okay, there's interesting thoughts about this and that. If you want to be a little bit more vague, then be vague and be like, okay, people have been noticing this element and this element. What do you think about that? Or if you want to be less vague and more specific, you can be like, there's a theory going on there that this is that and whatever, and this is going on, or this is my theory, right? And then we talk about it a little bit, right? We talk about the main Abyss iceberg, basically. I mean, I'm not going to be as comprehensive as some of the really, really cool YouTubers I tend to watch, where it's like, I explain the entire insert game or anime series here, iceberg. And then they have like a 2-hour video just citing sources, showing pictures, being like, right, on this forum, this guy wrote this and whatever. I'm not gonna have the time for that. And I'm also, as of yet, don't have the production skills to actually put that down properly. For anybody who really wants to see a really cool series, like documentary on interesting things regarding like video games and pop culture genre, when you're interested, if you're interested in cyberpunk, go check out the history of cyberpunk documentaries. They are absolutely fucking amazing. Like, I can only recommend that. It's such a cool genre, the way it developed, right? All the works that are inside of it. We have Neuromancer, we have like The Matrix, right? We have Deus Ex as the video game genre. We do have so many cool titles in there, from the games industry, from like the literature sphere, and from like pop culture, video and cinema media as well, right? Go check that out. It's great, right? I do aspire to maybe one day make a video or two that are even half as structured and well done and well constructed as these people are making. We're working our way towards that. I don't just want to make reactions long term. I will probably keep doing reactions, of course, but I do want to also add reviews. I want to add analysis videos. I want to add opinion pieces and some somewhat researched essays, which would be really, really cool in the long term to actually develop the skills and figure out the process of doing that. But yeah, schedule, you know the deal, right? Write down your theories, main abyss, whatever, right? That we can talk about, right? It's not gonna be this month, but definitely I'm gonna like get to it and do it at some point. Same with 𝔸𝕬𝕤, if you want to have some character stuff we talk about. There's not much theories going on, I think. I mean, there's a couple like with the demons and whatnot, but mostly it's probably going to be character talk, but it's going to be interesting character talk. And yeah, expect varying degrees of releases this month. I'm trying to uphold it as much as I can, and I will try to uphold the two-week early access structure by basically doing what I said. If the patrons don't get a video, then you on YouTube don't get a video 2 weeks later. That's just how it's gonna be. I mean, if it completely falls apart, which I doubt, but if it completely falls apart, then we can talk about maybe just releasing everything and then building it up again. But for now, the patrons are always 2 weeks early. Always, right? And they will remain so because they support me and because they're, right, they believe in me. They're great people who go out of their way and be like, okay, this person, I do really love and enjoy watching them and seeing their videos early. So they're gonna get that. Yeah, you know the deal. Let me know about the mic. Let me know about topics I should talk about. Shout out to FBI again and Cardboard, and and all my patrons actually, right? Thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next video.